What's going on, everyone? So FiFine was kind enough to send out another one of their audio mixers for me to take a look at. This is the SC8. This is their bigger version of the SC3. Now, I have done a video and setup guide on the SC3, so if you're wanting to check that one out as well, I'll put that in the video description below for you so that way you can compare the two. But for this video, I'm going to be doing an unboxing, and then I'm going to show you the product. We're going to set it up. We're going to run it through OBS Studio, and that way you can kind of see how some of these bells and whistles work. And then I'll give you guys my final thoughts and see what you guys think. And if you have any questions, definitely drop them in the comment section below. Without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at this bad boy. All right, so let's take a look at the box information first, and then we'll go ahead and do the unboxing itself. So it is a USB audio mixer for PC and PS4. It does have RGBs that are switchable. You can adjust the game or chat mixer, which is this guy right here, which we'll get into. It does have 7.1 virtual surround sound if you do have that in your setup. It is going to be a USB plug and play, so this will be either USB type A to USB type C or USB C to C, and I'll show you guys that in a second. There is a one press mute, and you also have 4 EQ modes. You'll have the switchable light effects, again for PC and PS4, and then also it does offer the phantom power for the microphones that do require it. And then here's some more information on the back for you guys as well. Alright, so inside the box, you're going to be presented with your user guide, which I would say still take a look at just in case I do miss anything. And then you have your mixer itself, which we will definitely take a look at in a moment. And then you're also going to be presented with 2 different sets of cables. So the first set is going to be your power cable. So either regular USB type C going into your standard USB. This is also a adapter. So that way you have 2 USB type C's, depending on how your computer is set up and everything like that. And then the other cable that they send you with is a 3.5 to 3.5 male-to-male aux cable. And this is useful if you're going to want to have it like plugged into like a phone or a tablet or your computer speakers and stuff like that. So that way you can either play like a soundboard or have music playing through your actual mixer and stuff like that. So it's cool that they give that to you. All right, so before we start putting everything together, let's take a look at the product itself. So up here at the very top is going to be your meter for your microphone, as it's indicated by the microphone icon. This is going to be when you are adding in like an aux, or if you're trying to do like monitoring of your mic, it's going to show up here. This is going to be part of the headphones. You have individual type of voice changers, so you can do like auto tune, elder, monster, robot, megaphone, baby, female, and male. I've tried these and they're okay. They're not like super amazing, but I'll see if I can toggle through them in this video. Then you will also have your EQs. So you have like a game EQ, looks like music EQ, and movie EQ. The 7.1 surround sound, phantom power, mic monitoring. You have your custom sound pads that you can do. So like if you say something, you can hold this down and it will record up to 15 seconds. If you have any type of like sounds that you want to add on here, make this like a meme board, you could do that too. And I'll show you guys how to add stuff to these custom pads. You have your output knob right here. The output is going to be what's going to go into your headphones when you're having headphones plugged in to the mixer. The game and chat knob right here, this is going to be if you want to have an even balance of having the game and your like your chat or like your mic and stuff like that. That would be right here, would be dead center. If you want to have more game and you want to have more game coming into your output through your headset, then you're going to want to move this guy this way. So you're going to want to move him this way. If you want to have less game coming in, but you want to be able to hear your chat more, then you can go more to the right. even balanced to where I kind of keep it. And then down here is going to be your actual mic gain. So the more that you turn this up, the more that is going to be coming into your mic and the louder it's going to be. So think of this as like your standalone all-in-one knob. Now, there are some mixers out there that have like a master volume, but then they have like a gain, which the master volume would control a lot of it, but the gain allows the sound floor to open up even more. This, unfortunately, is just one knob that does everything. So you really can't fine tune it all too much. It's just whatever it is what it is, and then you'll have to use like stuff inside of OBS's filters to kind of adjust things there probably. But there is another type of software that does come with this, and that would actually be something that I'm going to be wanting to go over in another video, but this has something called the FiFine Genie. It's very similar to the Wave software from Elgato. So if you like that, or if you like the stuff from like the Go XLR, where you have different channels and different mixers and stuff like that, that is something that does work with this device. So that might be something else that you want to look into. But that'll be a video that I'll do at a later time. Now, if we turn it over to the back, you'll have the RGB light that you can toggle on and off. You can switch between PC and PS4. You have the power input here, optical in, headphone, aux, headset. If you're using like an actual like gaming headset, you can plug it in there and you can use that as your mic. You also have dynamic and condenser microphones, and this will support your XLR input as well as a 1/4 inch jack input as well. So you got a few different mic options all in one. And then on the bottom here, you got some rubber feet to keep it where it needs to be. And then you have your RGB light right down there. So let's go ahead and start putting it together, power it up, and have some fun. All right, so now I got everything plugged in. I'm going to show you guys the setup that I did here. So we have the power going USB Type-C into my computer tower, optical in going into the weird adapter that I have to use for me to be able to use optical for my Xbox Series X. Then we have my headphones, so that way I can monitor everything. Then we have the aux in. This is going into the headphone jack on my computer speakers, so this way I can hear like alerts, music, and stuff like that. And then I have my XLR cable being plugged in for me to be able to use my mic. So as you can see here, as I'm talking, the meter is moving and everything's being captured. We don't have to worry about game and chat just yet. Now, if I wanted to like mute my mic, I could just do a single press. And that red or orange light that you saw, that indicates that it's no longer working. Same thing if I was to do that with output. You can push output in, and you can also push aux in. And then that's going to indicate that those are muted. Now, for voice changer, let's go ahead and run through these real quick. So now we're on auto tune.
Elder. Monster.
Megaphone.
Baby. Female.
Male.
And then if you want to get out of the voice changer, you just got to do a longer press hold, and then you won't have to worry about that. Now for the EQs, I couldn't really see much of a difference with the EQs. They're very, very slight, and I was only able to really hear it whenever I was playing in-game and kind of monitoring that. So I'm not really going to toggle those just because you're not really going to see a difference. Same thing with 7.1 surround sound. I don't have that in my setup. The phantom power I don't have to worry about. And then the mic monitoring, if you wanted to do it, you could. You just press it and you'll be able to kind of hear, you'll probably hear the echo in the recording. Maybe, I'm not sure. But as you can see, as I'm talking, it's splitting it, and you can see that it's going into obviously the microphone, and then you can see that it's going into the headphone area because you're monitoring it. Now, I'm going to turn that off because I don't want that to keep going. For the custom sound pads down here, it could be anything as like me saying a phrase and that phrase would be captured. Or it could be a sound that you want to use and turn it into like a meme board if you wanted to. Like, I would like to have more of these versus the voice changer. Voice changer is okay, it's not amazing. The sounds are very similar to the SC3's version, and I feel like that they don't do enough to really be used. So like I feel like this should be like a modular where you can kind of remove it with something else. That's just a thought. I think that'd be kind of cool if you could have like swappable things on a mixer. That'd be pretty nice. But then, as you guys can kind of see, maybe at the bottom there, you got the little RGB at the bottom. But yeah, so I mean, that's kind of the rundown for the functionality of this. Let's go ahead and bring in a game. We'll go into OBS and we'll set it into OBS and kind of run it through its paces there as well. All right, so one of the things that I do want to mention that is a drawback is if you are trying to use aux in and optical in, you will not be able to hear the game while you're playing through the mixer. So you'll have to unplug the aux in order for you to be able to hear the game coming through if you're listening to it through the output. So inside of OBS right now, I have Black Ops 7 pulled up. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of launch into Endgame, and that way we at least have some type of visual and background and everything like that. But as you can see, I'm talking in, OBS. It is picking up the microphone and everything like that. If yours isn't doing that, you'll have to go into your settings and adjust the microphone. So that is something that we'll want to do. So we'll go up to settings and we'll go into audio, and you want to make sure that your mic auxiliary audio is set to the SC8 mic. One other thing also is if you notice any type of doubling of the game itself in your stream or in your recording, you're going to want to mute it right here inside of OBS so that way you're not getting a double. That is something else that I had noticed when I was testing, and that's the quickest and easiest fix that I was able to gather. That's only if you are trying to get it into the mixer itself. If you're not going to do any type of like having the game coming through with the optical in, then you don't even have to worry about muting it inside of OBS or Streamlabs or anything like that. You can just keep that completely out of the way. That's only, it's only if you're going to be monitoring the game and everything like that through your mixer, which I think is a really cool feature. I feel like just from out of the box, it might not work properly how it should be. Now, it's just weird for me only because of the way that I have my stuff set up, because I use the Astro A40s type stuff. That's the only reason why I was messing with it with the optical cable. Normally, I don't monitor the games through the mixer anyway, so that doesn't really apply to me all too much, but I still think it's a really cool feature. And I do wish there was a way for you to have the optical come through and then also have it where you can use aux. Now, maybe with the FiFine Genie software, that might be achievable. And that's something that I'll have to mess around with to find out as well. And I can make a video on that and everything once I figure that out. But just from out of the box, it will not work. You'll have to choose one or the other, essentially. And then if you're wanting to create more custom sounds and stuff like that with like stuff that's on your computer, like maybe a song clip or an audio clip or something like that, all you have to do is hold down the button and then make sure the aux is plugged in, and make sure it's plugged into your speaker or other device, and play the sound. And then once the sound is over, release the button. So again, you can do it up to 15 seconds, but you will have to use the aux in order for it to get onto the mixer itself. So that's another thing. But outside of that, though, it's still a really cool device if you're going to be using a lot of its features. I personally, I wouldn't really use the voice changer. Like, it's really not all amazing, and it wasn't amazing in the SC3 version either. I do like the ability of being able to mute these with just a push. That's really cool. I love the custom sound pads. Those I wish we had more of. The EQs, I don't really use. 7.1, I'm not using it. Mic monitoring, I don't use. I mean, it's cool, but I don't use it. So like this whole top row, I don't really need it. I know this video went for quite a bit, and if you guys watched all the way through, I appreciate it. I do tend to ramble, but I also overshare information as well, because I want you guys to know things before you buy it. I don't like to make short videos just to only cover certain aspects of it. But I appreciate you guys, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below, and feel free to take a look at the SC3 video as well, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Take care.